what you need to say. Say what you need to say. It's better to say too much than never to say what you need to say, yeah.
What is up, my internet friends? Another week, another walk and talk. I know I normally say Wednesday, but it's not Wednesday, obviously. And having issues today. I know you can tell I'm in my front yard, and that's because I went and shot the walk and talk this morning at the park, came home, took a shower, ate, did all this other stuff, and I'm like, okay, let's sit down and edit this thing. And I move it to the computer, and it got corrupt. Yeah. Oh, by the way, new shirt. Woot! Okay, so yeah, I'm doing this in my front yard. This is gonna be take 2 for the walk and talk today, and let's cross our fingers that it works out. Ooh, bird. Let's go ahead and go straight to your answers for the last walk and talks question, which was, if you were stranded on a deserted island, what's one item that you would bring with you? And Joe Vlogs TV actually answered his guitar, and he would play it until he was rescued, and I totally agree with that. You know me, I like to play guitar, so that's definitely something that I would like to do. And Luigi's Mafia, in turn, who is also a very big guitar player, said as much as the guitar is his true love, he would want his dream girl to be with him. Like, that's the one thing he'd want to bring with him, his dream girl, because yeah, I agree with that. Loneliness kind of sucks, and when you're on an island by yourself, it kind of does weird stuff to your head. I mean, look at the movie Castaway. Well said, I'm sorry. You know, okay, never mind, the soccer ball. Anyways, Mr. Chisel then said something very practical, his Swiss Army knife, which I also agree. I used to have a Swiss Army knife before. It's got me out of a lot of jams, especially when I was camping in the Philippines. So yeah, great answers. We're gonna see who is the new tenant for this week, so stick around for that, and let's go ahead and get to your questions. So here we go. These first 2 people asked this question, not on the last walk and talk, but the one before that, and I missed it. So I'm gonna go ahead and knock these out first, because they did answer like a couple weeks ago. So I'm sorry I missed your question a couple weeks back, guys, but here you go. Slideshows Forever asked, if you could make one last movie, not including the one I'm kind of working on right now, before you die, what will it be about and who would be in it? I don't know who would be in it. Probably want some really good actors, but I'd also want a lot of my friends to be in it as well. If not like supporting characters, at least, I don't know. I think if not supporting characters, then I think it would have to be like extras, or they'd be in the background or something. I just want my friends to be in it. I'd probably want some Hollywood actors to be in it also, just for the fact I want to really pull it off. Because if it would be the last movie I would ever make before I died, I'd want it to be something that means something. So it wouldn't be some action-packed Michael Bay explosion kind of film. It would be something that really speaks to a lot of people, something that tells a story. So it would probably be somewhere along dramedy, a little bit of drama, a little bit of comedy, but I'd want it to really be expressive and tell something serious and send a message. That's what I would want my last movie to be. What exactly about? I don't know. I know it would definitely want to be something like cherishing what you have here in life. I mean, since I'm passing, I'd want to send that message that you really want to appreciate what you have. But as far as actors go, it'd be nice to have DiCaprio. I mean, he rocks. He's a good actor. Or Ryan Reynolds. I really like Ryan Reynolds. Actresses, not picky. Maybe Rachel Bilson. I'd probably want to cast a lead female as one of my friends, because I know a couple of them that could really, that I think would do a good job. So yeah, that's probably what my last movie would be. So thank you very much, man, for the question. And we move on to the next one, which comes from The Ghost of Sabotage. And he asked, if you find yourself in Portal 2 and you have 2 choices, go through it by yourself or have someone go with you, what would you choose, and who would be with you if you chose the second option? Personally, if I found myself in the world of Portal 2 and I had the portal gun, I'd probably do it alone, just because, I mean, you know, I wouldn't be responsible for anyone else in case I accidentally killed somebody. But I haven't played with anyone yet. With Portal 2, so I don't know. I'd want to play with somebody that I could get along with. Definitely a friend, as soon as PlayStation Network gets back. So I don't know, I haven't decided, but definitely want a girl with me. And she'd have to be a gamer girl, because that would mean she's gonna be really good and I wouldn't have to worry about being like, you just put the portal over there. You know, because that's what happens, because I know it's probably gonna get frustrating if you know what the puzzle is and the other person doesn't. So definitely a gamer girl. So yeah, if I were to have someone with me, gamer girl, but ultimately I would want to go by myself. Like, that's my answer. I would do it by myself. So yeah, thanks, man. That was a really long answer. All right, let's go ahead and get to the next question, and it comes from Miss Casting Director, my friend Nikki from PS Talent. Thank you for leaving a comment. So she asked, if you could be anything, and I mean anything in the world, who or what would you be and why? That's hard. Anything in the world? Anything in the world. Anything in the world. anything in the world. If I could be anything in the world, I would want to be, I don't know, I think I'd like to be an animal. So I would probably want to be an eagle. Yeah, a bird of prey. Because at least I can fly, and flying is cool. And a bird of prey, you know, you're kind of top of the food chain unless you get shot. But yeah, probably an eagle or a wolf, one or the other. I definitely want to be an animal because I don't want to be a human being. Human being is just, we're too destructive. So I'd want to be a real graceful, beautiful creature in the wild. So that's my answer. And thank you, Nikki, for the question. We move on to the next one, and it comes from All Right Jess, and she asked, do you believe in what goes around comes around, and do you think karma is relevant at all? And to a certain extent, I think karma is just a term people have made and used based off our own conscience and our own guilt and how we feel about right or wrong. I think that's all it is. To a certain extent, yeah, but I don't believe in it completely. I really believe in you should really do good things because it's the right thing to do and not because you expect something good to come back to you. But I do believe that if you do bad things will come around, because you're just putting yourself in that sort of situation. If you're gonna do bad things, how can you expect good things to come out of it? So, but I do talk more about that with my friend Mike, MZB1993, on a podcast, the latest podcast actually. You can check that out on the blog page. Link will be down there in the description. So go check it out if you want to see the full answer for that, or a more elaborate answer about karma and fate and all this other stuff. So yeah, shameless plug is shameless, I know. So yeah, go and check out the podcast. But I think my short answer would be, to an extent, I think karma is somewhat relevant, but not completely. I think it has some good points in it, but I don't believe in it completely. I just think you should do good things because it's the right thing to do and not because you're expecting something to come back from it. So yeah, I talk more about that in the podcast. Go check it out. So thank you very much, Jess, for asking that question. But anyways, we move on to the next one, and it comes from Luigi's Mafia, and he asked, what would be your dream concert and who would you take with you? Probably consist of Linkin Park, Tool, and I know it's weird because they're really not in the same sort of genre, but I also like Lifehouse, Switchfoot. I don't know, it's like, it's rock and then alternative mixed together. I don't know. I'd really want like all of my bands to be at this concert all at once. That would be really, really cool, but obviously that can't happen. But one band that I've really been a fan of for the longest time was probably Linkin Park. So that would be my dream band. And who would I take with me? Anybody that wants to go. Seriously, I would want any of my friends that like Linkin Park to just jump on the bandwagon, come with me, and we'll go to this awesome concert. Booyah, there we go. So if any of you want to go to a Linkin Park concert, let me know. We'll see what we can do, okay? But thank you, Lewis, or Luigi's Mafia, for the question. And we move on to the next one, and it comes from Chocolate Lab 006, and she asked, who is the rock in your family, the one person that you can depend on? And I'd have to say my mom. My mom's really been there for me ever since, well, as far as I can remember, my mom has been there for me. I mean, come on, she's mom, you know? What do you expect? She's definitely been the rock in our family. She's always been there. She's always done what she can to take care of us. She's a great mom, and I love her to death. So my mom is definitely the rock in this family. And also, my grandfather, before he passed away, he was a pretty solid person in my life and in the family. But it was them, it was their influence that made me want to become like a very stable and dependable person to not only my other family members, but to my friends. So yeah, definitely my mom and my grandfather before he passed. So yeah, those are the people. So thank you very much for the question. We move on to the next one, and it comes from the Steel Roses, and it wasn't really a question. She just said on the next Walk and Talk she wants me to lay in the grass and say what I see in the clouds. And when I did that this morning, it was nice. The sun wasn't in my eyes, and there were a couple clouds up. Right now, all I got is one big cloud. A couple small ones over there. But I'm not really doing this right. I should be laying in the grass, and I can't lay in the grass here because, well, this big tree's in the way. So I prefer to do this in the park because it's a wide open field and it's clearer. So Rosie, if you could do me a favor in the comments, when you ask me whatever question you might have for me next week, or if you just leave a regular comment, please put in the comment that I owe you one lay in the grass and tell you what the clouds are. Deal. Yeah. Tell me that I owe you one of those, and I'll do that next week when I'm actually in the park if the weather holds up. But I prefer to do it there just because it's an open field and it'll feel much more comfortable instead of being underneath these trees. So sorry, promise I will do it the next time in the park though, so just put it down there as a reminder, okay? Thanks, Rosie. And we move on to the last question, but certainly not the least bit important. It comes from my dear, dear, dear friend Danny. and she asked, it's kind of a serious one, do you believe that true love prevails ultimately, or sometimes it can be lost forever through misfortune? Very serious stuff here. But okay, love. Alright, love has always been a very tricky subject to talk about, because love is one of the greatest feelings that you can ever feel, but when you lose it, it's one of the worst feelings you can ever feel. Bad things can happen, there's no denying that. Horrible things can happen. Misunderstandings, overreacting to something, you know, sometimes even the littlest things in a relationship or in love can cause it to fail prematurely. True love isn't really about tolerance, because if you're tolerating somebody, that's not really love. But I think that if it's true love, if you truly care about the other person and that person truly cares about you, no matter what the odds, you'll find a way to work around it. If one person is so willing and easy to give up on the relationship and give up on the situation, you know, maybe it's not really love there. Or could it be? Maybe the one person is wanting to leave because that person's staying causes pain, and I know when you're in love, the last thing you want to do is cause pain to the other person. Love is a tricky thing, and it's different between different people. Like, the way I see love could be different from someone else, or the way I express love could be different from somebody else. I don't know, I've got a lot of opinions on love, even though it is a tricky subject. But in general, I can't really talk about it. But do I think true love prevails? Yeah, but I think if it's real love, something that you really cherish, something more than just the sex and all that other trivial stuff that comes with a relationship, if it's just the pure fact that you care about another person, want them to be happy with or without you, it can prevail. I believe so. Love isn't about what you get. I mean, yeah, relationships are give and take, but to me, when it comes to love, it's about giving and not expecting anything in return. Now, I know you want to have stuff in return. You want to, if you're giving so much of yourself, you want to feel like it's being appreciated. But at the end of the day, as long as you're making that other person smile, I think it's worth it. That's what I think anyways. To answer that, I think true love can prevail. Because even if misfortune rears its ugly head and a misunderstanding occurs or something bad happens, people who are truly in love will work around it. They'll find a common ground, or they'll find some understanding, and they'll work it out. I mean, if you really genuinely care about the person, you'll find a way. Love will find a way. That was corny, okay? But anyways, I've taken too long to answer that question. We'll go ahead and finish up this walk and talk and announce the new tenant this week. So let's do that. And this week, the new tenant is Mr. Chisel for his Swiss Army knife answer. So congratulations, Mr. Chisel. You get to spend the next 7 days in the Box of Awesome. And I'm thinking about changing the video schedule, turning the vlogs from Sunday to Monday. I'm not sure yet. Let me know what you guys think of that, because I know Monday, that's a busy day for everyone. But then again, summer is coming around. But anyways, I don't know. I might switch up the schedule just because the whole Sunday thing isn't really starting to work out. Other than that, if you would like to see yourself in the Box of Awesome for the next 7 days, all you have to do is answer the question of the week. This week's question is not really a question, but basically I want you to finish this sentence. My day is not complete without blank. And I want you to finish that sentence. Basically, I want you to tell me what completes your day, what makes your day feel like it's complete. Basically, yeah. Okay, so go ahead and leave your answers in the comment section below, or in a video response if you feel fancy like that, and I'll feature you in the next walk and talk. But other than that, that's pretty much it for this week, you guys. I'm sorry again for the delay in the walk and talk. I'm trying my best to get everything back on schedule. Just things have been happening. It's been crazy. Enough of the excuses. I shall leave you guys with that, and I want each and every single one of you to know that all of you are the best friends and subscribers in the entire world. And as always, you guys, keep on vlogging.